So we've been talking about whether you work or are you a student. So now let's look at the other part. Remember, I told you there's two parts of the first part of part one, the general information. Again, that's going to take about 2 minutes. Here's one example of one of those questions in the second part. Let's talk about your home. Remember, home means they're talking about your house or apartment. So it doesn't mean your hometown, it means your home. So they want to talk about your house or apartment. And usually you might have a question like this: do you live in a house or apartment? And then it'll be followed up by one of these other questions. So let's talk about these 4 questions. Tell me about your house or apartment. Now, tell me means you want to describe. They want you to describe your house or apartment, okay? They don't want to talk about the outside of the house. They want to talk about what's inside, okay? So you don't want to talk about your garden, or you don't want to talk about your mom's garden, even though it's very beautiful, okay? That's not the question. The question is, tell me about your house or apartment. Oh, also for apartment, you might also hear the word flat, which is very British English. So you might hear the word flat instead of apartment, just so you know. So they want to know about your house or your apartment. So they want you to describe it or tell you about it. So that means they want to talk. If you live in a house, for example, you're going to be talking about the floors or the stories. This is another word that we use in America. We talk about the stories. In other words, how many floors are in your house? In Vietnam, usually, 3, 4, 5 floors. Maybe you live on a 1-floor house. It just depends. So you would want to talk about maybe the floors. Maybe it's or levels. So you might just talk about that. You also might talk about how your house is decorated, or how the colors. So you might talk about, oh, my house is yellow or it's blue. You might talk about how big or how small it is. You may talk about the rooms. Again, is it 4 rooms? Is it 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom? Do you have a balcony or balconies? So you want to make sure you describe. Do you have a lot of pictures that are hanging on the walls? Do you have a lot of photos of your family in the house? You want the examiner to be able to picture your house if he closes his eyes. So when you walk in, you might talk about when you walk in, are my motorbikes parked in the house? Do I have a garage or a place to park my motorbikes? And again, with a house. With an apartment, they don't want to know about your apartment building. They want to know about your apartment. You can say you live in a 30-floor apartment building, but my apartment is rather small, or my apartment is very large. We have 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. We have 2 balconies. We have a kitchen, a dining room, a living room. You want to discuss those things when you're talking about this question. This is a very important question because we hear this a lot on the exams. This one is very simple. Do you live in a house or apartment? So simply you're answering this question. Okay? The next one, how long have you lived in your house or apartment? You could say, I've lived there for 10 years. You could say, I've lived there since I was born. Since I was born. Okay? Or we used to live in a house, but now we live in an apartment. Okay? But again, when you're answering this question, They want to know which one you're living in now. They don't want to talk about the past. So make sure you focus on right now. And then the last one is, which is your favorite room in your house or apartment? It could be your bedroom. It could be the kitchen, because my family like to cook together so we can talk. We enjoy cooking. It could be the living room, because that's where the family and friends maybe gather together, or they join together. So there's 4 questions that would be about your home. So here's a few more questions about your home. Again, remember, home actually just means where you live, okay? Your house or your apartment or your flat, okay? This is a good question. What can you see from your windows? Again, you want the examiner to get a picture of what you're talking about, so tell him what you see. Now today, being that we're in Hanoi, sometimes all you can see is the building right next door, because the houses or the apartments are so close. But also, if you do live in an apartment, you should maybe have a big view. Maybe you can look out over the city, or maybe you can look out over the lake, something like that. Or maybe your house looks out over the river. Maybe you see a park. Again, you want to talk about something that you see from your windows. And it could be your bedroom window, it could be your kitchen window, it could be your living room window, something like that. This question, what would you like to change about your house or apartment? Is your house, is there something that you would like to change? Maybe you'd like a bigger bedroom, or more balconies. Something that you would like to change about your apartment. What do you like about living there? What is something that you really enjoy about living there? Is it because it's very convenient, it's close to many shops or restaurants, it's close to your school? Think about things of what you like about living there. This last question is interesting as well. Are there any shops or other facilities near your home? So when we're talking about shops, are there food shops? Are there restaurants? Are there clothing shops? Are there shoe shops? Think about all the things that you can buy. Again, are those places very convenient for you? So can you find those? And by facilities, maybe we're talking about gyms, or a gym, or an exercise place, or a yoga studio. Think about things, facilities. Are there places for you to work out? Are there places for you to go swimming? Are there a lot of parks in the area? So you want to think about those things that we're talking about. So here's again 4 more questions and some ideas for you to think about. So that's what we talked about today, our home.